What up, what up, what up? Welcome back to Lockdown Universe, some of the bizarre, peculiar, and unheard of stories of UFO legend and paranormal lore. Welcome back, welcome back. Happy to be back. Hopefully, you guys are doing excellent and taking care of yourselves. So, today, and thanks again for everybody that's been listening. I apologize, I've been gone for a while. I came down with a really rough stomach and stomach flu, overall flu, and I was out for like bunch of days, and it's been a crazy sick season for me and my family. So I've been dealing with a lot of health stuff. But back tonight, and I wanted to talk to you guys about this. Representative Luna talking about this huge announcement next week. She's talked about it. I think it was just the other day. It was either yesterday or the day before. And this guy has a show called The Benny Show where he's interviewing her, and she tells everybody that there's this huge announcement that it's bigger than aliens, and I want to get down and talk about it. So, she's been one of the biggest proponents of UFO disclosure by the government. She was the one that led the way going down to Eglin Air Force Base in Florida, where they got denied to go in at first, and then they had to fight with them and try to get in to talk to these witnesses. And she's been the one really fighting for it with Tim Burchett and a few other representatives as well. So let's listen in right now to this minute clip where she talks about the upcoming big news next week. Okay, so turn it on here for you and you can listen to it. Try to crank it up here.
Teased earlier in the week where you said, I'm going to do something that will change the face of the American government forever. Here's the exact language of your post that went thermonuclear. I have an announcement next week that will impact the entire nation. Press conference to be announced soon. Everyone's wondering if it's aliens, but maybe it goes even deeper than that.
Yeah, I think
can you tell us?
I think it's bigger than that. I think, without getting too much into the details, and the date will be posted soon. You'll find that date for the press conference. I'd actually encourage everyone to tune in, and we're going to be opening it up if we can to some independent journalists as well. But I think that for far too long, people have been lied to by their government, and I think the way that you regain trust and you really help restore the nation, and I think bring back not just, I think, hope, but also, and remember, hope is contagious, but you really help it to secure it for future generations. I think that you have to have a fully transparent government. And so I won't get too much more into the details, but we're going to be doing something really big. So I am happy that I was entrusted with this, and I'm going to be doing some good stuff with some incredible people, and I'll leave it at that.
Boom. Okay, so there you go. You got some good stuff right there. So it gives us something to think about and to chew on. So what is she saying here? She's saying that she has some people that are going to come forward. She's working with some good people that are going to come forward to have transparency in the government. So she's not saying it's specifically going to be aliens. Maybe it's going to be just maybe it's going to be a transparency agency that they're going to create, even though it seems like they already did that with Arrow and with some other agencies, with Grush basically being hired and tasked to do exactly that. But I think with Grush going into the skiff and telling every representative and senator that, hey, this is what I was tasked with, this is what I know, this is what I'm telling you guys. Now that our representatives know some more information, they can now act on it, and they've been able to act on it for the past year, or let's say 8 months, however many months it's been since we've had Grush take the stand. And so what are we at now? Where are we at now? We're at a point where we can't blame Congress from holding it back because they got the info from Grush. So now they can make action on it. Sounds like that's what Luna's doing. Sounds like we're gonna get some. I mean, she's saying big news. I mean, a huge announcement coming up next week. So today's Friday. Today's Saturday. I'm sorry. We got the Super Bowl tomorrow, and then we got next week, day after that. So whatever day it's gonna happen, Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday, they're gonna have a hearing, and they're gonna tell us something. Now, if you're like me and you've been into ufology for forever, if they come out and say, hey, we got these craft and we got this stuff, well, we already know that. Grush already came out and said we already know we've obtained non-human intelligence, we've obtained craft and crash ships. We had an organization. We've had programs. We've had all these whistleblowers come out in the past couple of weeks stating that they've been part of those programs. We even had a psychic, a psionic individual working for the programs, taking down these ships and communicating with these ships, stating that that's exactly what his job was, verifying what Michael Herrera, the former Marine, stated, that he knew about these programs and actually saw these ships in action and these people being taken for these exact purposes, these P3 assets, he called. So it makes you wonder, okay, they can't just come out and say, it's aliens, we got aliens. It's got to be more than that. It's got to be far beyond the fact that we just have ships and alien bodies. Are they going to tell us that we have a program that is on Mars now and it's been there for a while and we have people there that are working there? Or are they going to tell us that there is a galactic federation that they're working with that is in the benefit of humanity and the future of humanity and that we have a seat at the table? Are they going to say that we are currently working with aliens at Area 51 and we're working with them, on different tissue samples? We're working on extension of life for humanity. Are they going to tell us that they can transfer souls from one body to another? Like the liquid quantum fluid that Randy Kramer talked about. There's so many options here that they could come out with and talk about. I seriously doubt they're going to talk about the quantum liquid stuff because that would be a problem for like the whole religion and the religious, in religious institutions around the world. I just don't think that's going to come out. But they could easily say, "Hey, we're working with aliens. And they're going to call them non-human intelligences. They're going to say something good about them. They're going to say, we've been working with them. They befriended us, and da 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 da." I think they're going to. I don't think they're going to come out and say, "Hey, this is Joe Bob, the alien from Zeta Reticuli." They're going to come out and give us some generalizations probably, and they're going to say, "Hey, we're going to come forward with more information, but this is what we know right now, that we are currently working with ETs. We are currently working on the benefit of our neck of the woods, and as we get more information, we'll come out with it." Because I think they can definitely do that without raising any panic, because we've already had multiple whistleblowers go before Congress, especially Grush, stating that we have NHI and we've found biological entities outside of ships and we've recovered ships. Do you see mass panic in the streets? No, because 99% of the world already thinks that we've been working with them. We've been mass desensitized with thousands, I don't know, maybe more, tens of thousands of movies and shows about it. Everybody's watched the X-Files. Everybody knows that the government's been working, on discovering this stuff and reverse engineering it. It's within our blood at this point. So if they came out and said, "Hey, we're working with ETs on benefiting humankind and we're going to be able to come out with a cure for cancer and helping aging and helping reduce pain, and we have all this technology that we think we can release. We're going to release it slowly, but we can release it so that we can extend our humanity," that would be great. But they have to also, alongside with that, they're going to have to incorporate an intellectual, spiritual piece to it almost, or maybe not necessarily spiritual, but intellectual and societal awareness of the fact that we need to be aware that with great technology comes great responsibility. And if we are going to continue to work with an alien species, that we need to be aware of our behavior, how we manage ourselves, how we move forward, how our governments run, how our tax dollars are spent, how how we might need to change how we operate here on Earth to better function ourselves and position ourselves to be in a galactic federation that could benefit humanity, and maybe we can also benefit others as well. Randy Kramer says we're the best exporter of beer in our neck of the universe. So if that's the case, hey, we're doing pretty well, right? So I think it's going to be fascinating. I can't wait for more hearings to happen. It seems like they're kind of slow. I mean, you gotta live some years to get through this stuff and these years of hearings. But if she's saying it's bigger than aliens, you gotta wonder exactly what that means. It's a bigger technology. Are they going to come out with an announcement that says, hey, we do have a secret space program that we've been running for 80 years, ever since we've gotten, the first down spacecraft, we've been reverse engineering it, and we've been able to transport ourselves from Earth outside of the solar system. You know, it's got to be more than just, hey, there's aliens. And she said she thinks it's bigger than that. And I know she's talking about transparency. She does talk about transparency with the government. Is it just going to be, hey, we're going to be a more transparent government? I certainly hope not, because if that's the case, it's going to be pretty lame. We know we need more transparency in the government, so hopefully it's better than that. That's my hopes. We shall see. What do you think they're going to talk about? Leave your comment in the comment section. I'd like to hear what you guys have to say. I think Rep. Luna and Rep. Burchett and all these other senators as well. Senators on the senator side are working on things to bring it to the light. And there's so many whistleblowers that are bringing it to light. I almost wonder if she's talking about transparency. This might be one. This might be it. Maybe they're going to say, hey, we're giving blanket immunity. They're going to come out, maybe they'll come out with a statement that says, we're giving blanket immunity to anyone who wants to come forward. You will not receive any prison sentences. You will not receive any fines. If you come forward with the honest truth and just tell us what's going on, give us more information so that we can bring this to the American public. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. But you got to also consider this side section, moving into a new area of this podcast is talking about how with Trump coming into office, and I'm an independent. With Trump coming into office, they are eliminating so many government agencies that I wonder if Luna's going to say, hey, we're becoming more transparent. We're eliminating agencies. If Musk is just hacking agencies down and off the books. So, is it going to be something along that line as well, where they're saying, hey, we hacked down these agencies. We're opening all this information up for you to see, and who knows? There's certain departments that are also part of the UFO experience and history and secrets. So I almost wonder if maybe there's going to be something there as well. Something maybe they uncovered, and I think there's going to be a lot of government agencies that don't want Musk going in there, because if he finds that there's some books that have alien stuff on them, then he's going to be like, holy shit, we've given, $2.2 trillion to the aliens, or $2.2 trillion towards a secret space program. They have that to worry about as well. As far as a transparent government goes, they've hidden a lot of expenditures, haven't they? And there's a lot of different departments that don't want their information out, even if it isn't alien related. So let's see what happens. All right, guys, leave your comments in the comments section. I know there's a lot going on in the UFO disclosure world. To do every podcast about every single person that's coming out saying they got information would probably be redundant, so I won't do that, but I will do the important stuff. So anyway, guys, I hope you're having a great weekend, taking care of yourself, staying healthy, staying positive physically, mentally, spiritually, and above all else, continue to question the universe around you. Take care of your friends, family, and loved ones. Have a fun Super Bowl if you're watching it, and take care of yourselves. Locked On Universe out. Peace.